fight, 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 fight. Better than half of the fights at Wiregrass. Oh my god. Oh. I'm so tired of dealing with bad wrestling. You know it's a bad week when Impact's not even tolerable. Raw's complete shit.
What are you talking about? That's every week.
And I had to deal with a pay-per-view called Extreme Rules, where the most extreme thing was me surviving it.
And now we're going to have to deal with a pay-per-view called Slammiversary.
Hey, that's 3 weeks away. We got time before that one. Before we start this, there's going to be a couple filler videos coming up. I don't know when. This week we're going to do the Charlotte Flair rant. That's going to happen this week. Stay tuned for that one. Sometime we're going to talk about the brand split because that happened today. Well, it didn't happen today, but it was announced today. We're going to do probably a video about the releases such as Bad News Barrett, Cody Rhodes, Sandow, Riley, because they're going to release more people.
Especially Rhodes, because
Eden also left today. His wife, she left.
Eden. Yeah.
Whatever. Eden, I didn't give a shit about her. She's black. That's why she left.
She's also Rhodes' bitch, so...
Yeah. She claims she found a new profession.
Really?
If that profession is sucking your husband's dick, then sure.
I mean, that's kind of better than wrestling.
Yeah, especially at this point. Okay, so... Those were our FYIs. Impact tonight was bad. Very bad.
God-awful garbage. It's probably the worst Impact I've seen.
The sad thing is that I saw half of this Impact live. And I think I enjoyed it more when I saw it live than I enjoyed it on the way they put it together here.
Isn't that a thing in wrestling? Because I remember Raw in 2013 being so much better than it was on TV. Yeah. Especially since I was there when The Rock came back.
But it's like, I didn't still see half of the show, so it was like... Part of it was like... I gotta put my shades back on because I'm injured. Like, part of me feels
like... You ruined kayfabe!
Part of me feels like it's fucked up how, like, I can go see half a show live and enjoy it then, but then on the TV show product, I hate it. I don't even know how that works. So the show opened up with Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's character now is that he's an emo little fuck who hates life and is depressing.
Oh no, he's not an emo little fuck. I'll tell you what he is. He's a deranged... He's a lunatic.
He's a lunatic fringe dare. No, he's fucking... So, he comes out, he starts talking like this. He's all like, Nero Hardy.
Can I please take the rant from here?
Go. Please go.
Alright, so this man comes in like... Alright. This is like Big Cass getting ready for a Steve Urkel impression. Alright. God. Brother Nero must die. Like, he's shaking, and then he's got, like, fucking, like, a streak, like he's a goddamn, like, Pepe Le Pew and shit. He's got frizzy hair and shit like that. Like, I got it for when he, like, I get it. You did it for when you, unmasked yourself as the fake Willow. But, like, now you're going full on with, like, the crazy character. Like, I would have understood if it was just nothing but, like, angry, upset, jealous Matt Hardy. I would have gotten that, and it would have been the same thing as, like, 2009 in WWE. It would have been okay. I would have been okay with that. But this, I'm not okay with, because fucking... He looks like what he was in Impact. He looked fucking terrible. He looked fucking silly. He looked like a joke. Matt Hardy is a joke, but he looked even more like a joke when he was dressed up as, like, ancient dark Pepe Le Pew from the shadows.
Well, you see, the storyline is that Jeff Hardy broke his spirit when he went through the swanton to the table. And now Matt Hardy is a depressed emo kid.
Just become Raven. Don't become a part of the decay. You look like you're a part of the goddamn decay.
I want Big Money Matt back, please. And so he's talking about how he's emo and suicidal, and he's gonna end Jeff Hardy. And then Rockstar Spud comes out with Tyrus, and Rockstar Spud and Tyrus are still wanting to be Matt Hardy's bitches, but they don't know what happened to him. And so Rockstar Spud tries finding out what happened.
To be fair, Spud in his entire career has been based off of a character where he's just nothing but a bitch.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's been someone's
he was X Division champion last year. He challenged Kurt Angle for the World Heavyweight title there, John.
Doesn't matter. He's still been someone's bitch throughout his entire career. From Dixie to Matt now, I don't understand.
But hey, I agree with it now because now he's a heel. So, when he's a face and he's someone's bitch, I don't agree with it. As long as he's a heel, I don't give a shit. I find it also hysterical how they teamed up the smallest guy on the roster with the biggest guy on the roster.
It's great.
Seems legit.
It's great looking at this little Chris Benoit stature walking like behind this big ass fucking Tyrus.
It's terrible. So these two complain about Matt Hardy, and so then they say that they don't want him to face Jeff Hardy again at Slammiversary because they believe it's gonna break his spirit even more, and Matt Hardy's gonna come to the point of suicide. So Matt Hardy is suddenly a match booker, and he says that in the main event, Rockstar Spud and Tyrus are going to face Jeff Hardy in a ladder match with the Slammiversary contract hanging above the ring. And if Jeff Hardy can get it, then the match will go down. And if Rockstar Spud and Tyrus don't win, then they're going to get fired by being Matt Hardy's bitches.
Yeah, I don't see a flaw in this at all. I mean, putting them in a ladder match, the match that, quote, we made famous. Yeah, I don't see a flaw in that at all.
Oh, also,
definitely.
Fun fact, the match at Slammiversary is going to be a Full Metal Mayhem match. So you get a ladder match 3 weeks before Full Metal Mayhem. Seems legit. So, that happened, and then EC3 came out, and I thought EC3 was going to call Matt Hardy out for being a suicidal whore, but I realized that they have a match, and they're just going straight into it. So they did EC3 and Matt Hardy. It was okay. It was largely forgettable. Matt Hardy's very sloppy in the ring.
He's very sluggish in the ring now, even more so than he was back then. Definitely nowadays you could see that all that man does is just barely walk. It's like he has something wrong with his legs. He just walks like he's sliding his feet.
That's why him and Jeff are going to have a Full Metal Mayhem match at Slammiversary, though, because those are the only kind of matches he can work in, stipulation matches.
Really? I mean, that man is
normal matches, he's fucking terrible.
That man is starting to look like a cripple to me.
So, this match goes on, and then Mike Bennett comes out and attacks EC3, so EC3 wins by disqualification. But then Mike Bennett claims that even though EC3 won the match, he didn't win by pinfall or submission, and the gimmick is that he was supposed to do everything Mike Bennett said on his road to redemption, so EC3 failed, and he wasn't going to face Mike Bennett again at Slammiversary. The only good thing about this is that storyline-wise, it makes sense because Mike Bennett's a fucking pussy, and he doesn't want to face EC3 again, so it was smart for him to get EC3 disqualified when he said he had to beat Matt Hardy by pinfall or submission. So, fair game. Whatever. I don't care. You know EC3 is going to face Mike Bennett anyway, so what does it matter? Gail Kim, Maria segment. Maria came out with Allie. Allie, I think, is class A. I love Allie so much just because she's a fucking retard.
I would love Allie for that if it wasn't for the fact that her voice is literally like the most annoying thing, and she is the definition of a Barbie.
I also love how these marks are complaining because their favorite cherry bomb isn't wrestling. Instead, she's a lackey to Maria. I find that hysterical. So Maria comes out, says how she's going to change the knockout division, and it started with Velvet Sky getting fired last week, and then Gail Kim came out, and all of a sudden Gail Kim is best friends with Velvet Sky, and I was unaware of this plot development because I thought Gail Kim wanted Velvet Sky out of TNA.
I always saw Gail Kim as a character where she was tough enough to be like, I don't need anybody else or I don't want anybody else, so you know what? I am my own thing. I'm not friends with anybody because I am a brute force on my own. But no, apparently not, because Gail Kim was all over the fact that Velvet Sky was fired, and she's just like, these people all loved Velvet! I love Velvet! I was her friend! Ah!
That was the other thing, too. They said that people on social media were crying about Velvet Sky being released. I don't know what social media they've been reading, because all the social media I've been reading has been positive feedback to Velvet Sky leaving, because she basically was in its company, and then while in this company, she bitched about wanting to be with her boyfriend in the other company. So what a loyal employee. So Maria and Gail Kim start fighting.
This is also why I hate TNA fans, because you say that, and on the night of this show, everybody was saying, we want Velvet.
That's only the Impact Zone, trust me. That's only the Impact Zone. Only those Impact Zone retards.
I don't understand TNA fans at all, because that is just ass backwards.
No matter what, Velvet Sky is going to be the most, I don't want to say over, but most, rememberable knockout on the roster. So that's why the Impact Zone cheered her, because she was, one of the most famous knockouts, and they got rid of her. But I don't want to hear this bullshit that everyone misses Velvet Sky because legit nobody gives a fuck that Velvet Sky's gone, other than the Impact Zone. So Maria and Gail Kim start fighting with each other. Maria brings something up about Gail Kim touching her, and Gail Kim says that we can touch, which sounds like the start to a porn film.
We can't touch.
I don't know. They talked about touching. Anyway, so Gail Kim says that
we can touch.
Gail Kim says she wants a match with Maria. Maria says she's going to face Sienna instead, and if she loses, she's going to get fired. Sienna attacks her from behind. Instead of the match starting right now, they go to commercial. When we come back from commercial, they're not in there anymore. Instead, we get Al Snow and Grado. I do not remember this match. I saw it live. I didn't watch it this time because I had stuff going on. I know that the gimmick was that it was a street fight because they hate each other. And Grado is a terrible wrestler. He's not a good comedy character. I don't know why people think he's a good comedy character. I'll give them the credit that the Impact Zone loves them. I don't know why the Impact Zone loves them, but whatever. The French tag team came out. I don't know either of their names. I know they came from NXT, and they're part of Al Snow's new thing called the Tribunal, right? I think that's what it's called. I think it's called the Tribunal. And I guess the gimmick is that they come from Al Snow's Pro Wrestling Academy, and so they're teaming up with him because Al Snow wants to kill all these fucking smarks and jobbers in wrestling and wants to bring real wrestlers back. He claims these two French guys are real wrestlers. I haven't seen any of their wrestling talent yet, so I can't be the judge of it.
You see, the problem that I have with this whole Al Snow storyline is the fact that Al Snow claims that these new people are what's going to kill wrestling. Meanwhile, we have an old-ass Al Snow that can barely even wrestle. I mean, that man is just dragging his body around, doing nothing but basic punches and kicks
that is the
as his wrestling match.
The positive in it is that Al Snow's not going to be wrestling anymore. Instead, Grado and Mahabali Shira are going to face these two French weebs now.
At the very least, because, I don't want, it's just, it's...
And
in
the
reality,
French guys
it's
are going
ass.
To push, so.
In reality, it's nothing but ass, because, fucking Al Snow can't wrestle for shit, and yet he's claiming that new guys are what's going to, kill the industry. Meanwhile, he is right, because of the fact that who the fuck ever thought that it was a good idea to hire someone like Grado or Mahabali or...
Mahabali Shira!
Stop that. It's fucking ridiculous.
Fucking hate everything about Mahabali Shira.
And the worst part is that somehow, okay, I don't know.
The worst part is that he's gonna get pushed.
If I were Dixie, I would have fired both Mahabali Shira and fucking Grado for the one segment that Grado takes Mahabali's fucking meat
that shit
and hits Al Snow across the head with it or something. I don't know, but
well, here's the great part about that.
Fucking
one, Grado was already fired. He came back because Feaster fired, and then two, Mahabali Shira is gonna stay on this roster forever because he came from India. So. Fuck lives. We're gonna have to deal with these two fuckers for the rest of our lives. And they're gonna be on Impact probably mostly every single week. Fuck. Whatever. I don't give a shit anymore. Fucking Jeremy Borash was in the middle of the ring. And he was talking about how the world title match last week ended with no finish. Because that's how all good world title matches should end. And Lashley came out and said that the only option was to give the world title belt to him because he's black.
Seems to be the only way that TNA ends matches with absolutely no ending.
Hey, to be fair, in their defense, it was the first main event match in a long time that had no finish. In a long time. And there was a good brawl to end it. I'll give them props for those two reasons. So Galloway came out, said that the title belongs with him, and he saw fear in Bobby Lashley, and that's something he's never seen before. And so they're going to fight again. And then Dixie Carter comes out. And she says that the reason the men were outside in the Lumberjack match last week was to keep them from brawling with each other. Even though the point of a world title match is for two to brawl against each other. So she says there's going to be a rematch June 12th at Slammiversary. And it's going to be Galloway Lashley for the world title. But the winner can only be determined by tap out or knockout. And this is a stipulation because Lashley is... one, they've been brawling. And then two, Lashley's got the MMA bullshit. Where he's this pro MMA fighter, he's going to beat the shit out of you. So I'm fine with the stipulation. It makes sense. The only problem is that Galloway does not have a submission finisher. So he better come up with some shit quick if he wants to win by tap out or knockout. Unless if he plans on bringing like the whole kitchen sink to the fucking match. Does that make it no DQ? If it's tap out or knockout only, that makes it no DQ, correct? I hope that makes it no DQ. Come on, TNA, be smarter than that. So then Galloway starts to leave, and then Lashley was like, "Yeah, you're a little bitch." And so then Galloway continues to strip, and then he runs down to the ring, and the gayest thing ever happens when Lashley is like turning the other way, and Galloway is waiting on the apron for him to turn around, but Lashley's on the other side of the ring, and Galloway's on this side of the apron.
God.
So Lashley turns around, and he legit has to walk over to Drew Galloway, and then Drew Galloway kicks him from the apron. It was the gayest thing ever. I would have been just fine with it if Galloway just ran into the ring and started beating the shit out of Lashley when his back was turned. But no. Instead, he decided, I'm going to wait here on this apron for Lashley to walk over to me. And then Lashley, being a fucking moron, walked over to him. So fuck that. They got into a brawl. It was okay. It didn't... I don't care. We got a main event announced for Slammiversary 3 weeks before the pay-per-view. That's positive. Because usually TNA announces the main event a week before the show. So, good news is that they're building up the pay-per-view. Other than that, this is all stupid as fuck. I'm tired of this bullshit.
I'm tired of the show in general.
Next week, they'll pick opponents for each other. I can confirm to you that Decay will return next week because Galloway faces Decay.
Fuck my life.
In like a 3-on-1 handicap match, I think.
Fuck my life.
And then Lashley faces Bram.
Alright, to be fair, I'm excited for that one.
Yes. Okay. So, Galloway versus Decay is the main event, though. At least I think it is. So, next segment came up. It was the Ultimate X match. Trevor Lee, Andrew Everett, DJZ, Eddie Edwards. I don't know why they give Ultimate X matches less than 10 minutes. I don't know why these 4 men got an Ultimate X match. I don't know why. I guess because they're feuding. I don't know why. They played a spot in the middle of the match where Andrew Everett and Trevor Lee were having miscommunication issues. I hope they don't break up this shit early because they just started like 2 months ago. Legit, they're the Helms Dynasty now because when they came out, the video thing said Helms Dynasty. So,
right.
I guess that's the legit stable now. It was okay for an Ultimate X match. I feel like more could have been accomplished. It was a pretty boring Ultimate X match, but for what it was fine. I don't really care. I like the beginning of the match where the Helms Dynasty is trying to come up and Eddie Edwards does the suicide dive to one of the guys and DJZ does the flip thing to the other guy. I like that. That was unique. They get off and then the ending comes when Eddie Edwards is trying to grab the belt. And in the most awkward but unique Ultimate X match finish ever, Gregory Shane Helms has the one referee out there distracted. And when Eddie Edwards grabs the belt off of the X thing, he is holding it up to show that he won it, but the referee is distracted by Gregory Shane Helms, so he puts the belt down, and then Trevor Lee runs in and grabs it from Eddie Edwards, and when the ref turns back around, he sees Trevor Lee with the belt, so he assumes Trevor Lee won. It was different for an Ultimate X match ending. Was it good? No, it looked pretty fucking stupid. I don't know why we only have one ref out there in an Ultimate X match. The good news is that this leads the opening for Trevor Lee versus Eddie Edwards at Slammiversary. I see a lot of fucking people commenting, Davey Richards is going to come back and help Eddie Edwards win the championship. Yeah, because that's going to happen. They're going to have Eddie Edwards win the X Division Championship when Davey Richards comes back.
This isn't WWE.
Okay.
TNA doesn't know how to book returns like that.
Okay. No, you don't understand. They want Davey Richards to come back to form a team with the Wolves, but they want Eddie Edwards to have a singles title.
That also doesn't make sense.
Retards.
Still, my point is that TNA is not smart enough to actually book a return like that.
What I want to happen, I want Davey Richards to fucking come back, and I want him to beat Trevor Lee, and I want fucking Davey Richards to get the title shot at Destination X whenever they decide to do that. Richard Galloway, or whoever the champion is, and then Eddie Edwards gets pissed off about it, and they do the Wolves feud. That'd be great. If I get to see Davey Richards versus Eddie Edwards on TNA, I'll be into it. It was good in Ring of Honor, it should be good here. As long as Davey Richards is the fucking face. No. As long as he's the heel.
No, yeah, I think Eddie Edwards should stay face.
Yes. But then that wouldn't make
No, it would make.
They'll find a way to do it.
It would make sense if Davey fucking comes in and then just wrecks Eddie's shit.
Oh, and then Davey thinks that he's better than Eddie? That works.
And
okay.
Eddie's just like, no, fuck you, and then they start having a head-to-head feud.
Yes, that would work perfectly fine. My only issue would be is that we barely have any tag teams now. That's why, speaking on this review, the Bromans were in need of a guru, apparently.
Oh my god.
And they were told of a guru that wanted them, and so they decided to walk down to the gym, and the guy there was like, can I help you guys with something? And Robbie E was sitting there with his glasses on and his tank top, and I find the Bromans to be a okay character. I like the idea behind it. I like the execution by them. I just find that they overplay it a little bit too much at sometimes. But, so they're there, and they wanted to be the tag team champions, so that's why they're there. And Jesse Goddard is looking for the guru, and all of a sudden, Raquel comes up. Remember that purple-haired bitch who used to stalk Lashley? Yeah, she's a wrestling guru now. I will say, I'm glad they didn't do that bullshit that just was a character change. I'm glad they decided, like, 2 weeks into the program, it was a bad idea. Took her off television and then introduced her 4 months later. Because only hardcore TNA fans are going to remember that she was with Lashley. Nobody else is going to remember that shit. So, she comes, and so Jesse Goddard is like, is the guru supposed to be hot? And so, these two are going to team up with Raquel now. And okay, whatever. I don't care. I guess the Bromans need some kind of woman to manage them. Makes no sense for their character not to have a woman to manage them, so.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, but like at the same time, it's just I don't think it should be this guru shit that gives them that.
Oh yeah, trust me. I didn't say the idea was like
this
smart.
entire guru thing
It's
is like
stupid,
really fucking dumb. Like okay, like the problem I have with the Bromans is the fact that they keep getting thrown into stories like these. Like my problem with the Bromans is not themselves. It's the shit that they're getting thrown into. Mm-hmm. Because I did like the skit where they were just right next to each other on the phone. And they were all like, who was it, Jesse? Jesse was the one that was high-fiving everybody. And like...
These retards.
And like fucking Robbie E just turns around and he's just like, oh, this is what I was fucking talking about. You know, all that shit. And it's just, those skits are fine, but it's just, don't have them be thrown into some stupid shit like all this guru bullshit.
The best thing is that they're going to be the ones getting shots at the tag team championship. Because they know that they want the tag team title. And looking at the tag team roster, they're the only teams that aren't heels. So get ready for the Decay Bromance match at Slammiversary.
Oh my god.
You know what the greatest thing is? The greatest thing is this is years in the making. Because if you remember 2014, when the Bromance were facing fucking the Menagerie, Robbie E was scared of clowns. Oh. And now he's got to face the clown. So, 2 years in the making, and TNA's finally coming full circle on this bullshit. So, then we got the women's match. Sienna, Gail Kim. I saw this live. I remember cheering with the two people in the front row for Gail Kim to get fired. We were, like, loudly yelling it. I couldn't hear myself, which disappointed me. Gail Kim did not get fired. She won this match. Sienna looks like a weak piece of shit now because Gail Kim just had to bury her. Because that's what Gail Kim does. Gail Kim just has to bury everybody on the fucking Knockouts roster. And so Maria then started to beat the shit out of Gail Kim. And I'm sure the next week this is going to lead to some shit with Maria getting fired because she laid her hands on Gail Kim. Blah, 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 blah. Don't really give a shit. It's obvious they're going for Maria versus Gail Kim at Slammiversary. Which I will be okay with because they actually built it up. Thank God. And plus Maria will be wrestling. Hopefully. Hopefully they don't put some bullshit on me. So then the main event happened. It was Rockstar Spud and Tyrus versus Jeff Hardy in a ladder match for the Slammiversary contract bullshit. This was the most boring ass ladder match ever. Nothing happened in this ladder match. Nothing I remember. Only thing I remember happening is Jeff Hardy's twist of fate to Rockstar Spud on the other side of the ladder, and it looked like complete shit. Did you? You didn't see the second hour.
No, I didn't.
It was okay. So Jeff Hardy was on this side of the ladder, and Rockstar Spud was on the other side.
I should point out that this episode of Impact legitimately put me to sleep.
Yes.
I literally
it was really boring.
After the first hour of the show, I legitimately missed the entire second hour because I fell asleep with my TV on.
It was really boring. It was honestly, like, you could skip this episode and watch next weekend. You wouldn't miss nothing. So, what happened is that Jeff Hardy was on this side of the ladder and Rockstar Spud was on the other side. And so Jeff Hardy gave a twist of fate to Rockstar Spud from the other side of the ladder, with Spud on the other side of the ladder.
Should have known that was only a one-hit wonder.
It looked bad.
That because if you remember that ladder match between Jeff Hardy and Edge back in like the early 2000s of an episode of Raw, I think, or no, wait,
no, it was Extreme Rules.
Yes, it was that Extreme Rules.
Yeah, full circle.
Back then, Jeff did the same exact fucking thing because Edge was just like, I'm gonna spear him just like in WrestleMania 17, and then bam, it fails because Jeff comes out with a twist of fate right in fucking midair.
No, you see, I'm saying that didn't happen during this match. I'm saying Jeff Hardy was standing on the other side of the ladder with Rockstar Spud on the other side, and Jeff Hardy gave the twist of fate to Rockstar Spud from the other side of the ladder, and Rockstar Spud fell off the other side.
How do you think that's a good idea? How do you think that could be executed?
So, Jeff Hardy basically gave a twist of fate to Rockstar Spud with a ladder in between them. It looked terrible in my eyes. I'm going to show you it later, and you're going to tell me if it looks terrible. Maybe I'm just stupid, but Jeff Hardy won, and then he got the contract, and he celebrated. He was like, yes, I get to be in a Full Metal Mayhem match, because that's what everybody wants. And so, Jeff Hardy takes a permanent marker out of nowhere. I don't know where he got this marker. And he signs the contract, but he signs over all the words. Like, all the documented words on the paper, he legit just goes. The biggest ass signature I've ever seen before in my life. The storyline here is that Rockstar Spud and Tyrus can't be Matt Hardy's bitches anymore.
He's excited, my God. I mean, Pope. Fuck.
What the fuck am we can't do Josh Matthews and the Pope. That still aggravates me to this day. That we can't figure out anything to do for them. Fuck. I hate everything. So, Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy, Slammiversary, Full Metal Mayhem. I'm excited, I guess, only because of the Full Metal Mayhem stipulation. Should be a good match. I'm expecting Jeff Hardy to pull out some other Daredevil bullshit. EC3, Mike Bennett are going to face each other at Slammiversary, guarantee. I know it's not announced yet, but it will be announced, trust me. Lashley, Galloway, World Title, Tap Out, Knockout, Maria, Gail Kim, and that's all we know so far. And then maybe they'll do Eddie Edwards and Trevor Lee. So, if anything, 3 weeks before the pay-per-view, they're building it up. Thank God. But this was the boring-ass episode of Impact with nothing eventful, nothing special happened. You could skip this week and watch next week and you would miss absolutely nothing.
It's so cringeworthy it put me to sleep.
It was not that good. It was the worst episode of Impact on Pop, definitely, out of this whole year. But don't worry, because it's going to be on Pop forever, according to the president guy.
The president of Pop says he fucking loves Impact.
He loves Impact Wrestling. He claims Impact's his favorite show on the network. Second best rated program.
I think
that's Shit's Creek.
I think that's the only man on TV that would ever say that.
Don't worry though, because Dave Meltzer is reporting that he was paid to say it. Because we gotta make sure TNA doesn't look good. So, yeah, pay-per-view. Fuck it.